I would say jam oriented. It seems like it's continuation of jams.
Yes.
Every song, at least the six we heard. It will surprise many people, meaning saying that, or that means that Metallica is still alive, is still the king of rock, metal, call it that. Was there anyway, even if it's the end of a process? Was there a need to? It's the album is the end of a process.
Right,
Sure. You said. Is there a need to surprise people with it?
Well, look, I've sat here for 3 weeks now and talked about this. I mean, obviously, you say the same thing more or less. Mm-hmm. Everybody's like, it's going to be a big surprise. I've lived with this Metallica for 6 months. It's not a surprise to me. Mm-hmm. I have to remember, it hit me. A guy from Denmark, he sat right there. He goes, "This is very different than the Symphony album." I go, yeah, no shit. It's very different than the Symphony. It's sort of like, well, the last thing that people have heard from Metallica is this fucking Symphony album. I've been living with that for the last 6 months. I'm already thinking about the album with Rob Trujillo. Do you know what I mean? So it's of course when you guys come into our little clubhouse and say these great things and so on and get the responses. Yeah, but I have to get in the mindset of you guys. Was there a need to surprise? Not initially. Maybe as the year went on. You might have heard the story. I'll give you. Basically what happened. We wrote just songs and songs and songs. No idea where it was going. Just every day show up, dance different things and different sounds and different things. And all of a sudden, and starting in the late summer, early spring, late summer, early fall. August, September. It just every week it got a little heavier and a little faster. And then in October, Bob Rock said, "Okay, we've got 35 songs, give or take. On Monday morning, show up with a list of the 15 songs you want to continue to work on. Which are the next 15? Which are the 15 to go to the next level?" And then we showed up, and the only songs we could agree on, the only songs we all four had on our list, were the 4 songs that were faster than the other stuff. Everything else, we had this thing and this jam and this ballad and this Sigur Rós thing and this, all this crazy shit. It was like, well, fuck, if this is what we're feeling, maybe we should, do some more. So we kind of started pointing the album more, so okay, now we do some more fast things. It was really fun. And it felt very natural, and it felt, wow, I'm home again. Why did I run away from home for 10, 15 years? That was strange, but maybe I just, for reasons we don't need to get into now, I needed to go off and be on my own or do something different or go away from what I know. But now I'm here again. It felt really good. And as November, December, January, it's like, okay, fine, sure. This is what we're doing, and we're really fucking good at this, actually. And it's very natural, maybe a little less a little less what's the right word? It's a little less forced, maybe. Some of the stuff, maybe now in retrospect, on some of the earlier records was a little more, we have to do something different just to do something different. And so this was maybe a little less forced in that direction. And I guess as the last couple of months, I don't have anything to prove, but we certainly it's quite it's pretty fun to see people's reactions. Okay, it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun too. And so I'm happy that people are reacting the way, because I think one of the things that people are reacting to is that I think that people are reacting to you know, the one thing that was really important for us to try and do with this record, like we talked about before, was to retain the purity of those musical moments out there. Most of the previous records, the studio has been a place. The studio has been a place of execution. The studio has not been a very creative place. It has been a place where you go and work. You execute something that you have created somewhere else. This is the first time where I think that there's been moments. This record is a collection of moments. Mm-hmm. And I'm really proud of that, and I'm very, very fearful. All through the process, I've really only started realizing or started not being fearful in the last couple of weeks. Because I've always been fearful that at some point we are going to chicken out, we're going to pussy out, and we're going to start fixing some of those moments. We're going to start cleaning them up, and we're going to start taking some of the weird noises out. We're going to start putting things into the computer and do auto-tune. And we haven't. And I'm very, very proud of that. And that was really essential. And that people really react to that. And I am quite... I can see now that... how was it you phrased it? You said is... this thing about surprising. To me, this record is a combination of two things. A combination of the speed and the aggressive and all this type of stuff, but it's also the rawness. You could have the music with a Black Album sound, and it would be a completely different thing. I think people are very reacting to the feel, the sound, the rawness, those moments, and I'm so proud of the fact that that we left them.
Does it mean that what we heard is not just rough mixes? And it
No, that's on the record.
On the album, okay.
That's the record.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are those 6 tracks, anyway, a faithful representation of the whole album?
Yes, absolutely.
Or does it mean that there will be at least 1 or 2 songs more radio-friendly? Or
it's all that.
Mm-hmm.
75 minutes of that.
So what does it mean?
I could play you the other 5 or 6 songs. To me... What I tried to do, which I've never, it was just try to it's about this all the time. Every 4 or 8 bars, something changes, and you have all those moments out from the floor that that you put together and do this. And so most of the songs have and then lighter part. That's what makes those moments. But there's there's not a ballad, or there's no
a radio-friendly waveform.
No. I mean, it's 75 minutes of that. If I played you the rest of them, it's just all that. Basically.
Does it mean you don't care of the commercial side of it?
People have started pointing that out to me in the last couple of weeks. I guess, I haven't really thought much about it. There was a German guy who sat there a couple of weeks ago who said that his the guy from the record company, Peter Mensch, played him some stuff, and so the journalist who sat there said that the product manager from the German record company called the album commercial suicide.